Well, good afternoon to you basketball fans. You're joining us back here on Central Illinois Sports for our exclusive coverage of the IESA Girls State Basketball Championships. You are watching the pregame here for the 4A semifinals as Bolingbrook Jane Addams gets ready to square off against Dunlap in our first of two semifinals for you here this evening from Normal Parkside High School. We are set to tip off here at 5 o'clock. Our 6:30 tip-off will feature Mahomet Seymour taking on Mount Zion. And the winners of both of these contests, of course, meet up in the state championship game coming up on Thursday, December 14th. Scheduled tip-off of 7:30. The third place game will precede that at 6 p.m. You're watching our pregame show here live on Central Illinois Sports. We'll take a couple of minutes to tell you about some of the wonderful sponsors bringing you tonight's contest. And when we come back, we'll tell you more about these two teams and how their day has fared so far here at Normal. It's the pregame show from the IESA State Tournament on Central Illinois Sports.
I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. Arlo's not a boy.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Game Masters has the perfect gifts for this holiday season.
Come in and check out all of the great gift ideas like hunting accessories, clothing, gun safes, guns and bows.
Let Game Masters help you with your holiday shopping.
Go to GameMastersOutdoors.com to check out the selection.
And don't forget gift cards for those hard-to-buy loved ones. Clothing, fishing, hunting, gifts, and more.
Game Masters in Quincy. We're passionate about the outdoors.
Here at Little Jess, we value hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership. We have a respect for heritage and tradition and believe in the pursuit of building legacies, breaking records, and putting forth award-winning results. That's why supporting schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. For over 7 decades, we strive daily to use those same values as a foundation to meet our community's automotive needs and support our future generations. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
You're getting thirsty, bold, refreshing. So good. I mean, dude.
Welcome you back here to Normal Parkside Junior High School, site of the 4A state tournament for the 8th grade level of IESA girls basketball. As we get you ready for Jane Addams taking on Dunlap in our first state semifinal today. Let's tell you first about the Bolingbrook Jane Addams Mustangs coming into tonight's game with a record of 23 wins and no losses. This team defeated New Lenox Liberty 22-24 to kick off our morning here back at the 10 a.m. hour. This is the 7th trip to state in program history for the Jane Addams Mustangs. They were in this tournament last year as 7th graders. They lost to Mount Zion, who will be in the second semifinal, 42-25 in the quarterfinals last year. This team allows 16 points a game. They score upwards of 47. Potentially the most potent offense we have here in our field of the Elite 8 here today. And they sure acted like it a little bit earlier today. The 24-22 win, a very balanced scoring attack from Janice Akins, 8 points, along with 8 points from Maria Lofton. Chloe Reeves and Leilani Aguilera each chipped in 3. And what was a really nice contest to kick off the morning here. Very competitive, very equally balanced teams for Jane Addams. Not a deep roster on this team. They only dress 8. So foul trouble will be something to keep in mind here tonight as they go against a very stingy Dunlap team that we'll tell you about here in just a few minutes. But they've got a really nice guard in Akins. They've got some nice inside presence in Reeves. Evans is a very nice forward, Ryan Evans, who's able to facilitate a lot of things for them on the offensive side. This team defeated Woolridge Jefferson 50-4 in their regional semifinal, defeated Bolingbrook Humphrey 54-37 to regional championship, and defeated Willowbrook Westview Hills 35-20 in their sectional to make it here today. And then, of course, defeated New Lenox Liberty here earlier this morning. We'll step away for another minute. When we come back, we'll tell you more about the Dunlap Panthers and how they're here in the state semifinal. We're coming back on the pregame show in 1 minute.
Are you looking to streamline your banking? Great Rivers Bank has just what you need with our streamlined checking and savings accounts. Earn high interest rates or get cash back on debit card purchases with your qualifying account. Plus, ATM fee refunds. Certain qualifications required. Call or visit our website today at www.greatriversbank.bank to get started. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, if you got somebody hard to buy for this Christmas, and everybody does, there's something for everybody at your local Front Home Supply in our holiday sale going on now through December 18th. Toys galore for sale, including this cool flying ball helicopter for $7.99, or this 2-pack John Deere Big Scoop for under $30. Get a holiday rebate on all Ariat, includes footwear, apparel, and accessories. For all the anglers out there, get a mystery tackle box, only $16.99. If you've got a pet at home, get a dog or cat toy multi-pack under $15. See all the deals on sale right now through the 18th at farmandhomesupply.com.
Welcome you back here on Central Illinois Sports, getting you ready for our first state semifinal in 8th grade Class 4A. As we tell you a little bit about the Dunlap Middle School Panthers, now 23 wins on the season against 5 losses as they make their way here into the Final Four tonight. They defeated Lake Zurich North 37-29 in our 11:30 contest here earlier this morning. This is the 7th trip to state for the Dunlap program in school history. First time since 2007 that the Panthers have been back at the state tournament level. This team allows 20.4 points per game. They usually score around 34.5 against their opponents. The team that was off to a little bit of a rough start here. They started the season 4-4 as they lost to Germantown Hills and Galesburg to start off the season. Also lost to Morton early on. They lost 3 out of their first 5 and actually lost 4 out of their first 8 ball games. 4-4 to start the season. They went on a big winning streak, though, won 11 of 12 to end the regular season. The only loss during that stretch was to Normal Kingsley, a perennial program who also just won the 7-4A state championship here earlier this week at Morton. Dunlap defeated Pekin Broadmoor 43-7 in the regional quarterfinals, Pekin Edison 42-23 in the semis, and won the regional championship by a score of 53-46 over Galesburg High School. Their sectional win over Normal Parkside, where we're at right now, 34-28. Earlier in the day, they defeated Lake Zurich North 37-29 behind the hot hand of Kira Haywood, 24 points on the night, and she is a load, a very solid ball handler, a very nice athlete all around, and we really look forward to seeing her play again tonight. She is really the key cog in this piece for Nicholas Romolo's squad. They like to play up tempo. They like to push the pace. Along that is going to be the hand of Riley Hopwood, a nice little guard who's able to make some nice passes, was able to knock down a couple of critical shots in the fourth quarter. She finished with 8 points, and 5 of them came in the fourth, and they came at the biggest times of the game as Dunlap was able to finally pull out and extend this lead in the fourth quarter. On the other side, it's going to be Michaela Buss, who chipped in 5 points down in the post. This is a team that's got some nice pieces. Ava Brooks is a nice, scrappy little guard in the backcourt, along with Hopwood. Michaela Montano will see some minutes. Ava Brooks will see minutes. And along with Addie Kearns, a forward who we did not get to see a lot of because she was in foul trouble through most of the first half. So we'll see if these teams can stay out of foul trouble tonight. Fouls have been a little bit of a bugaboo for a lot of these teams here today during the quarterfinal round. And, of course, these two teams have had the longest wait of all to get back on the court here as they played the 10 and 11:30 games. The other 2 quarterfinals took place at 1 o'clock and at 2:30. And so Mount Zion will have the shortest turnaround of any of the teams here. And Bolingbrook Jane Addams has the longest. So it's always interesting to see in this 2-game and 1-day format how these teams turn around very quickly. Thankfully, here in the Bloomington Normal area, there is no shortage of things to do, places to go, and things to eat here in a much larger metropolitan area for these kids and for these fans as well. Many of them have been sitting around here all day with us. We're going to step away for a quick minute. When we come back, it's starting lineups, and we'll get you ready for our first state semifinal. It's Bolingbrook Jane Addams, Dunlap Middle School. Come back with us here live on Central Illinois Sports.
Timely application of crop nutrients based on soil test results and the individual yield goals is the focus of the agronomy team at Logan Agri-Service, Inc. Logan Ag delivers anhydrous ammonia, dry fertilizer, UAN, liquid starter, and our lineup of Logan Agri-Yield micronutrients direct from us to your field. Striving to get the right fertilizer products at the right place in the right field at the right time, that's Logan Agri-Service. For fertilizer and application services, call 1-800-LOGAN-AG or visit us online at loganag.com. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture since 1962.
I like hard work. I mean, I kind of was raised that way. You really do make a difference. You're helping ship out food to feed people. Someone's got to do it, and I don't mind doing the hard work of it, you know. That gives me meaning, and I do go home rewarded. Every time I drop off a pallet, it's kind of corny, but I look back at it with a sense of pride. I'm like, yep, I built that, it looks awesome, and then I just drive away. I love it. When my life needed meaning, I chose Doc.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
Chris Nichols, managing broker and owner of PCRE Real Estate and Auction, has over 15 years of experience, specializing in selling hunting and recreational properties and farmland. Chris prides himself on combining buyers and sellers, both local and from around the country, to help both parties achieve their land investment goals.
We'll give you back here as we get ready to introduce starting fives to you tonight here. The starting five for the Dunlap Panthers. Head coach Nicholas Romero. Starting at forward, an 8th grader, number 00, is Addie Kearns. At guard, the talented 8th grader, number 2, Kira Haywood. At a guard, number 10, also an 8th grader, is Ava Brooks. At a 4th guard will be an 8th grader, number 15, Michaela Montano. And at forward, number 31, the 8th grader, Riley Hopwood. It is Kearns, Haywood, Brooks, Montano, and Hopwood for Nicholas Romero's Dunlap Panthers. On the opposite side for you, for the Jane Addams Mustangs. Starting lineup, number 1, the guard, 7th grader, is Janice Akins. At a forward, an 8th grader, number 23, Maria Lofton. At a forward position, an 8th grader, number 24, is Ryan Evans. At a third forward, a 7th grader, number 31, is Chloe Reeves. And at a guard position, number 42, the 7th grader, Leilani Aguilera. So it's Akins, Lofton, Evans, Reeves, and Aguilera here for the Jane Addams Mustangs. Winner goes on to the state championship. That comes up in about a week. We've got 24 minutes to decide this one here first. We expect this to be a little bit of an up-tempo contest here. And we'll see how both of these teams respond to the lengthy afternoon break after their first quarterfinals. Kearns will step into the center circle alongside with Lofton. And Jane Addams comes down with the basketball to kick things off. Long shot from Evans, up and no good. Rebound from Aguilera, gets it, nothing there. And Kearns will get the rebound here for Dunlap. Haywood will push the tempo instantly. She'll stop and pop. Top of the key, in and out of the rim is no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of Maria Lofton. She'll get it up to Janice Akins. This should be a very fun matchup between these 2 point guards. Evans with the basketball. Jane Addams in their home whites and blues here this evening as they move left to right on your dial. First basket up and good, and that goes to Maria Lofton, and Jane Addams is on the board. Dunlap in the road blues, orange trim, white letters and numbers here, moving right to left on your television screen here in the first half. They get the basketball down into Kearns, kicks the ball out, Hopwood with it. 3 ball is good from Riley Hopwood, and Dunlap takes the early 3-2 lead. Riley Hopwood knocked down some big shots in the fourth quarter for her team to help seal the win. They try to push the tempo, get it down into the corner. Lofton couldn't hold on to it. Kern's got the steal for Dunlap. They work it across. This is Ava Brooks driving in. Goes up with the right hand, gets blocked by Evans. Rebound comes down to Lofton. Lofton hits the deck as she gets tied up with Brooks. She'll get back up and everybody plays on. They work the basketball now down into Lofton in the corner, and it's going to be a kick ball, and it'll remain here with the Dunlap Panthers. Evans will inbound, gets it to Akins, guarded out by Haywood. They get it down into Leilani Aguilera. She loses the basketball. Haywood comes up with it. She's got the run. Nobody to stop her. Haywood coast to coast. Larceny in the layup is good. Jane Addams goes up 4-3. Full court pressure now by the Mustangs. Panthers get it across the timeline. This is Evans. Bounce pass into Aguilera. Gets tipped away from Kearns and stolen. Brooks will bring it up across the time stripe here for, or it's Montero, excuse me. And now she'll get it back to Kira Haywood. Cross-court pass. Hopwood tries another one in the corner off the rim and no good. It's going to bounce out of bounds and it'll belong to Jane Addams. Full court pressure here. Coming in from Jane Addams. We saw a little bit of this earlier today. They'll get the basketball to Janice Aiken. She'll toss it now down to Ryan Evans. They work the basketball into Lofton. Spin move up with the right hand. Rolls around and out. No good. Aguilera able to grab the rebound. It goes off the hands of Haywood. Still a fight for it. And now here comes Jane Addams with it. Haywood with the basketball. Surveying the scene. Tips it off to Brooks. Brooks' jumper no good. Kearns tried to grab the loose ball to go out of bounds, and it'll go back here to Bolingbrook. Just underway here in our state semifinal. 3:22 left to go in the first quarter. Watching it all live here on Central Illinois Sports. Brian Shoemaker, so glad to bring you the play-by-play here all day from Normal Parkside. They work the basketball now down. Mustangs long shot from Reeves is no good. Up and in, though, on the rebound try. It's a 6-3 basketball game. Haywood gets it off. Nice dish to Kearns on the finish. Haywood to Kearns. And just like that, we're back to 6-5. Ball tipped up in the air. Evans went for it. So did Brooks. And Brooks is going to get whistled for the foul. For Brooks, her first, team first. Against against Dunlap. We remind you here, as we remind ourselves all through the tournament and this season, new rules in Illinois, 5 team fouls apiece, and we go to double bonus shooting. There's no more 1-and-1 here in the land of Lincoln. Aguilera gets the basketball. She'll bring it across the time stripe. Tosses it now down to Reeves. Reeves drives baseline with it. Goes up. Chloe Reeves with the finish. Jane Addams up 8-5. Kiara Haywood finished with over 20 points in the quarterfinal earlier today. Jane Addams now employing a 2-3 zone, and Dunlap will reconfigure the scene here. One-handed pass, tried to rifle it into Hopwood. It got tipped around, and now it'll go out of bounds, and they say that's going to go off of Kearns. It'll be a turnover here against the Panthers. Mustangs will get an opportunity to add on to this 3-point lead. They'll inbound the basketball to Akins. Gets tipped up by Haywood and stolen away from Brooks. Now they get it back to Haywood. Long shot. Misses the mark altogether. Aguilera grabs the rebound. Jane Addams will push the tempo here as Akins gets it across the timeline and gets a big pick from Reeves. They get it down now. Gets stripped away as Lofton had a hand on it. Haywood's going to come up with it. Akins right there to stop her. Baseline drive. Haywood up and finishes on the block and the foul. Kiera Haywood goes to the free throw line for the old 3-point play opportunity. Akins will pick up the foul. It's her first. Team first against the Mustangs here in the quarter. Christina Miller wants a chance to talk it over. We'll take it 2. Jane Addams leads Dunlap 8-7. We're back here in 30 seconds.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times, and Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
We've got things adjusted here on the scoreboard. We apologize for the issues now as Haywood knocks one down. It's now a 10-6 basketball game. We had the score confused a little here as we get used to seeing teams in different jerseys and different colors. And each of these teams have swapped road for home here in this contest, and sometimes that just confuses a play-by-play announcer's eyes as Evans drives on the baseline and gets the foul. Foul is going to go against Kearns. That'll be her first, team second of the quarter here against Dunlap. Mustangs will inbound underneath their own basket. They'll toss it way back out into the hands of Chloe Reeves. They get it to Evans. She'll take a pick from Aguilera, drives baseline, dishes it back off. Lofton can finish on the other end. And now it's a 10-8 basketball game. Dunlap with the lead here in the later parts of the first quarter. Hopwood gets it back to Haywood. They toss it down to Kearns. Kearns goes up and is able to finish. A nice play from Haywood to Kearns. Kearns gets the bucket and the foul, and she'll go to the line here for the three-point play opportunity. Evans picks up the foul. It's her first. Free throw is up and no good, and we'll get two pairs of hands on it, and her jump ball will go to the way here of Jane Addams. Inbounding the basketball here will be Michaela Montano. She tosses it up. Kearns gets it, gives it back to Haywood. Three ball on the way. Misses the mark that time. It's a loose ball. Coming for the rebound. It's bouncing everywhere and finally falls into the hands of Janice Akins. Akins guarded by Haywood, and now Haywood will get called for the body contact. For Haywood, that'll be her first personal, team third of the quarter. Evans will inbound the basketball now. She gives it down to Chloe Reeves, who will take it across the time stripe here for Jane Addams. The Mustangs got the basketball, but they trail by 4. Reeves with it, Evans drives in. Runner with the right hand is no good. Fight for the loose ball, and Kearns got it, and we'll get a foul against Jane Addams going the other way. Foul is going to go against Leilani Aguilera. It'll be her first personal foul. Team third against the Mustangs. 49 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Haywood pushes it down to Hopwood. Hopwood tried to look ahead, couldn't get it. Now she gets to Kearns. Nice dump off down into Buss. She can't finish. Gets her own rebound. Second try is no good. And the ball will go out of bounds and still belong to the Mustangs. 37 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Montana will inbound for Dunlap. Toss it back out. This is Kearns. Kearns, long two-point basket. No good. It's a loose ball, and now it comes down into the hands of Aguilera. First quarter ticking away here. 25 seconds left to go. Addams with the basketball. Drives in, now kicks it back out to Akins. They dump it now down. Aguilera double team, has to get rid of it. Stolen away from Haywood. Haywood wants to push here. Time running out in the first quarter. Gets down to the baseline, trying to find somebody to get rid of the ball. Doesn't. Has to take the extra step, and the turnover comes with 8.1 seconds left here in the first quarter. Evans will inbound. Looking for Akins. Now they'll throw it to her in the corner. She's got to move quickly. Trying to dribble through triple coverage. Gives it off. This is Reeves. Three ball at the end. is no good, and that's how we'll end up the first quarter of play. It's Dunlap 12, Bolingbrook, Jane Addams 8. We're back with second quarter play-by-play here in 60 seconds.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
Welcome you back to second quarter action here from Normal Parkside Junior High School. It's the first semifinal in the Class 4A state tournament as the Mustangs have the basketball and they trail by 4. Aikens almost got away with a picked up dribble there. Gets it down into Lofton and she's able to finish. First points of the quarter go to Jane Addams. They trail by 2, 12-10. Dunlap quickly pressing here, trying to work the basketball down. They throw it over the head of Michaela Buss and it'll go out of bounds. A quick turnover here for the Panthers. Official corrects the call, says it's going to go off the hands of the Mustangs. Dunlap's going to get the opportunity here as the coach is screaming to head back down to the other end of the floor. Montana will inbound here for Dunlap. Stack formation coming out of the inbound play here for the Panthers. They get it over to Haywood. Goes to the left, back to the right, crossover dribble, step back, 3 is good. Kiara Haywood knocks another one down from 19-9. It's a 15-10 ball game here for Dunlap. Aikens pushing the tempo here, driving into the cup, dishes it down into Lofton, kicks it back out. This is a 12-foot shot from Reeves, is no good. Aikens tries to grab it while still staying in bounds and a little off balance and loses the ball. Dunlap with a 5-point lead in the basketball. They'll have to get through this full court pressure here from the Mustangs. They work the basketball to Kearns, quickly down to Buss, gets blocked by Lofton, but they say she'll get fouled, and Michaela Buss will head to the free throw line here for Dunlap. For Lofton, it'll be her first personal foul, team first of the quarter here against Jane Addams. Buss will head to the free throw line. She had 5 points in the quarterfinal win earlier today. First free throw is up, hits the back of the iron and falls short. She'll get one more try at it. .509 left here in the first half. Second free throw also no good. Kearns fighting for it, falls down into the hands of Chloe Reeves. She'll bring it across the timeline, gets stopped down on the baseline, hands it off to Aikens now. Goes up, stops short, 2-footer, no good. Kearns comes up with the rebound. Aikens just a little bit behind the backboard on that one. Haywood will quickly push the pace here for Dunlap. Gets it to Kearns. Kearns goes up from 6 feet and it's good. Addie Kearns knocks one down. She was quiet in that quarterfinal, dealt with some foul trouble, and is definitely a spark plug here for Dunlap on the court. Now they get it to Lofton on the pick and roll. Lofton able to come up and finish. It's a 17-12 game on the nice pick and roll play to Lofton. Hopwood will check back in for Dunlap on the next dead ball. They get it into Kearns' free throw line, back to Haywood. Behind the back dribble at the top of the key as they work it around the perimeter. Buss thought about the 12-footer. Now it gets stolen by Aguilera instead. Here come the Mustangs. Trying to get it up to Aikens. Instead, it's stolen away by Haywood. She's got to get rid of it, and instead, Nicholas Romola will take the timeout as Haywood had picked up her dribble. Dunlap takes the timeout. We'll take it too. It's a 30-second break. Come right back with us here on Central Illinois Sports.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Kroc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
Dunlap takes the timeout. Had to take it about 80 feet away from their own basket as Haywood had picked up the dribble and had nowhere to go with it. The Mustangs will fall back into a half-court defense here, and Dunlap will be able to walk it up the court. 4 minutes left to go here in the first half. This has been a fun basketball game so far. Haywood with the basketball, between the legs dribble, drives into the lane around Aguilera, and now she'll get fouled on the push. As Leilani Aguilera will get whistled. It's going to be her second personal foul. First of the quarter against the Mustangs. Montero will inbound to stack formation again here for Dunlap on the inbound trot. Haywood in the front, she goes right, Hopwood goes left, and now flashes back out as the release valve. Instead, they get it into Buss. Back out to Haywood. 3-ball on the way from the right side is no good. Buss comes down with the rebound. Hopwood back over to Haywood. Second opportunity here for Dunlap as the Mustangs scramble defensively. They don't react very much, and now Haywood gets every bounce she can, and it falls in. The third triple of the game for Haywood. It's a 20-12 lead here for Dunlap. Evans with the basketball. Now gives it back off to Janice Akins. They work it down inside to Lofton. She goes up, a little bit of contact and no call. Dunlap comes down with it. Haywood will push the tempo here to Hopwood. To Haywood. Haywood, Hopwood. Back and forth. Pick and roll down to Kearns. Goes up with it, gets fouled. Kearns will go to the free throw line as another foul gets issued here against Bolingbrook. Foul's going to go against Ryan Evans. That'll be her second personal. Team second of the quarter here against Jane Addams. And Kearns will step to the free throw line. Addie Kearns, first one up. Bounces off the right side of the rim and the glass, and it's no good. Winner goes to the state championship coming up next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. The loser will return at 6 o'clock for third place. Second free throw up and no good. Buss had a hand on it. Lofton's got it now for the Mustangs. Akins with the basketball, guarded out by Haywood. Now she hands off to Evans, who will do a little three-man weave here as they give it back up. Thought about giving it to Reeves. Now they do. Reeves drives around, gets a pick. Now gives it back off to Akins. Akins driving in. Long shot is good, and they say that'll be a 2 for Janice Akins. 20-14, our score. 2:31 left here to go in the first half. Mustangs in man-to-man. Haywood just fires it up. The heat check is hot. Fourth triple of the half here for Haywood. And Christina Miller says we got to get a hand in her. Hand in front of her. Got to do something right now in front of that crafty guard. Evans with the basketball, and that's going to be an offensive foul on the moving screen. And it's going to go against Lofton. For Lofton, that's going to be her second personal. Team third of the quarter here against Jane Addams is all the momentum in the world is swinging the way of Dunlap right now. They lead by 9, an opportunity to add more to it here late in the second quarter. Haywood goes right. Now we'll get a moving screen the opposite direction. Buss will get whistled for the foul. It's her first personal. Team second against Dunlap. So the teams trade offensive fouls for turnovers here. And with 2 minutes left to go, the ball goes back into the hands of the Mustangs. Dunlap with a nice student section here today that is still hung around, and a nice cheerleading squad that's entertained us here as well. Evans with the basketball gets the pick from Aguilera. She'll fire up a long three and misses the mark entirely. Comes down into the hands of Haywood. She'll push the tempo. Looked ahead, was looking for Hopwood, couldn't find it. Now gives her to her on the kick out. Riley Hopwood, no good. Kearns gets the rebound, goes up and in. Addie Kearns knocks down 2 more. It's 25-14, the largest lead of the basketball game now for Dunlap. Ryan Evans with the basketball will try to take the pick from Akins. Instead goes left side on the baseline, and it'll be a blocking foul, against Dunlap. Kayla Montano gets picked up for the foul. It's her first, team third. 1:19 left to go here. We remind you, once teams get to 5 team fouls in a quarter, we'll go to the double bonus shooting. Evans will inbound here. Tosses it back to Akins. Now gives it back to Evans down on the left side. Evans drives in looking for Lofton. Nice little pick and roll to find Lofton there. Desperately needed points here for Jane Addams. It's 25 to 16 as we now reach the final minute here of the first half. Haywood will pull the basketball out near midcourt. Kearns comes up. Instead, she goes left side. Long two-point basket. Misses the mark that time, and it'll go out of bounds. Jane Addams gets an opportunity here. Dunlap will extend the full court pressure here. Diamond in one press. Akins trying to drive through, picks the basketball up in double coverage and hands it off to Evans. 40 seconds left to go, and now she's going to get whistled for the double dribble as she was wanting to pass it off. Hesitated for just a second, and that incurs the double dribble. .6 left to go here in the first half. Talk of the game so far has been Kira Haywood. The hot-handed point guard for Dunlap has done everything and more here as now she dribbles out near the midcourt line. Jane Addams content to just sit back here and take it into the locker room. It's a 2-3 look now for the Mustangs. Now they'll shift into a man. Haywood calls out the instructions. Takes the pick from Kearns. 3 ball on the way from Haywood off the glass and almost in. It rolls out, and we'll get a jump ball quickly called here. Possession remains with Dunlap with 7.3 left to go here in the second quarter. Montano will inbound. They try to get it inbounds. They get it to Kearns right at the post. Kicks it out, bus. Out to Haywood. Haywood will fire another 3. This one's off the front of the rim. Akins tries to grab it. Instead, it's Evans with the rebound. And her shot at the half would not have counted even if it went in. We've reached the end of 2 quarters here in our first state semifinal for Class 4A. Dunlap leads Bolingbrook Jane Addams 25-16. We'll get some halftime stats and more for you here in just a couple of minutes on Central Illinois Sports. We welcome you back here live on Central Illinois Sports with IESA exclusive coverage of the Girls State Basketball Championships here across all 4 classes. We've got crews in all 4 locations here, including the 4A site here at Normal Parkside. In our first state semifinal right now, Dunlap leading Bolingbrook Jane Addams 25-16 here as we've reached the halftime break. Let's go over some halftime scoring for you here. The talk of the game right now is Kiera Haywood, 14 big points, including 3 triples in the second quarter, as she has really paced this team off to a hot start. She had over 20 points in the quarterfinal earlier this morning. Addie Kearns has been a bright spot off the starting lineup for this team. She was on the bench for most of the game with foul trouble in the quarterfinal earlier today. She has stepped up and she's got 8 points, and Riley Hopwood knocked down a triple for 3 to total up Dunlap's 25 points here in the first half. On the opposite side for Christina Miller's Bolingbrook Jane Addams Mustangs, Maria Lofton has 12 and a real nice effort in the paint here tonight. Chloe Reeves has 2, and Janice Akins has been held to just 2 points, as she had 8 in the contest earlier this morning, and being able to shut down the crafty point guard for Jane Addams has proved to be a big benefit here for the Dunlap Panthers. Winner goes on to the state championship game next Thursday. Your subscription here on Central Illinois Sports gives you access to that and the third place game coming up on Thursday. So if you are locked in with us here, come back and join us on Thursday. You can stick around later tonight for our second semifinal as well. It's going to be Mahomet Seymour taking on Mount Zion in what should be a very interesting clash of styles of play. We saw a very slow-footed Mahomet Seymour team and a Mount Zion team that likes to get out defensively and definitely push the tempo. So we'll see how the teams come out for that contest. If you're both sides here coming out for Dunlap and Bolingbrook Jane Addams, if you are Bolingbrook, you've got to find a way to knock down some outside shots here and not make things so challenging, I think, for your forwards inside. Lofton has had a really nice game. Reeves has stepped up with some nice moves and some nice ball movement here, but they've got to hope to find a way to get Janice Akins open. That's not going to be an easy task as she's been guarded by Kiara Haywood. You hope to see Ryan Evans maybe knock down a shot or 2 here also if you're Jane Addams. On the opposite side for Dunlap, push the tempo, push the pressure, keep things moving just as you are, and hopefully ride the hot hand of Kiara Haywood. Kearns has had a really nice night. Expect to see her a little more involved here, and I'd expect to see a shot or 2 extra coming out of Riley Hopwood here in the second half as well. We're going to step aside here for just a couple of moments to tell you about some of the amazing sponsors that help bring us high school and junior high sports all season long on Central Illinois Sports. When we come back, it'll be the second half of Dunlap versus Bolingbrook Jane Addams. You're watching the IESA Girls Basketball Championships live on Central Illinois Sports.
Hey, grab me one too.
Once or twice a year, I might get the cold or a flu, and my wife calls it the man flu. So you know what that is.
Yeah. What do I love about our team? We have a good chemistry. We all work together.
I mean, come on. I've got the best job in the world. Sometimes they say, oh, I like to do handstands.
Yeah, I taught Brian how to do the handstand. That's all right.
And every day, I mean, it's a fun day.
Yeah, it definitely makes me proud to be here.
Go team, go! Great Rivers Bank has a digital banking app worth cheering for. Move your money, pay your bills, deposit your checks. Hooray! Hooray! Set up a budget, manage your debit card, set up account alerts, and so much more. Our digital banking will give you a reason to stand up and cheer for banking. Learn more at greatriversbank.bank. Great Rivers Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
I love training. I like to help people improve on their tasks. That food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose that.
Welcome you back here. We get ready for second half action in our first state semifinal in Class 4A as Dunlap leads Jane Addams 25-16 here at the halftime break. They're going to get the fouls reset here real quick on the scoreboard. That's something that we sometimes just tend to forget at the scorer's table. Mustangs will get the basketball to begin the second half here. They're in the home whites, moving right to left now on your television screen. Dunlap in their road blues with orange trim. They'll be moving left to right. Akins with the basketball, works it down to Aguilera. Spin move up with the right hand and good. Nice move to start things off from Leilani Aguilera. Now it's a 26-18 or 25-18 basketball game. Akins drives in, gets into double team coverage, and they say she'll get caught traveling. Nice stop on the double team effort from Akins and Aguilera to cause the turnover here. Akins with it. Now to Ryan Evans. She'll take it across the timeline here. Chased down by Haywood. And Haywood will get the steal. Brings it across. One-handed pass down to Hopwood. Takes a couple of extra dribbles. And Haywood will orchestrate the offense. Kicks it down now. Montano took an extra step, and it'll be a traveling violation against Dunlap. Kiera Haywood has some court vision. She is able to see things very, very well in the backcourt with the basketball in her hand. She is a tough, tough out. Akins dumps it off. Lofton up with it. And just like that, Jane Addams scores 4 quick points, and we're back to a 5-point basketball game here as Maria Lofton now has 14 points. They get the basketball down into the corner. This is Hopwood back up to Haywood at the volleyball line, and Dunlap will reset their offense. Man-to-man defense here for the Mustangs. Get the pick from Kearns. The roll is there, but the pass is high, and now it's stolen away from Lofton. Lofton goes in, goes up. Layup is good. Larceny in the layup for Jane Addams, and now Dunlap wants a timeout. It's a 60-second timeout. We'll take it to 25-22. Dunlap with the lead. We're back here in 60 seconds.
I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. Arlo's not a boy.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Press Yours On You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours On You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois.
Back to live action here is Dunlap with the basketball. They toss it down into Buss, and she's going to get fouled on the floor as Ryan Evans gives a little bit of a grin as she'll get whistled for the foul here. For Evans, it's going to be her 3rd personal foul. Team first of the quarter against Bolingbrook Jane Addams. Montana will inbound, tosses it way back out to Hopwood, now back to Haywood. Kiera Haywood dribbles between the legs again. Dribbles down the right side, gets caught up in a triple team, has to get rid of it, and she'll get fouled. 2 quick fouls here for the Mustangs. That foul's going to go against Akins. It'll be Aiken's second personal. Dunlap gets another try at it here. Hopwood with the basketball, guarded out by Aikens now. She's changed defensive assignments. Now they try to get her back on Haywood. Haywood, a nice cut in, now gives it off to Kearns. She can't finish. It's a loose ball, and the foul is going to go against Haywood, going the other way. For Haywood, it'll be her second personal. Team first of the quarter here against Dunlap. Winner goes on to the state championship game. We're off to a fun start here in the third, as Janice Aikens will walk it across for the Mustangs. Evans with the basketball, eyes down Aguilera, who's darted up against by Buss, and now it's going to be a little push and a shove here, as Buss is going to get whistled for the body. For Michaela Buss, it'll be her second personal. Evans will inbound the basketball, tosses it in quickly to Lofton. Lofton goes up with it, no good. Hopwood grabs the board. Haywood quickly moving down the court here for Dunlap. Crossover dribble, stops at the left elbow, kicks it back out to Hopwood. Riley Hopwood knocks it down from three. Another triple, and the hot-handed shooting of Dunlap regains a 6-point advantage. And the Dunlap fans chant Riley Hopwood after every three that the young girl makes. Haywood pushes the tempo here on the layup. She's got an open lane, kicks it down into Kearns. Back out now, Michaela Buss. 12-foot shot, no good. Kearns gets the loose ball, picks it up off the floor. It's still a fight for it as she misses the shot. They give it to Haywood, and they say Haywood had stepped out of bounds and then recollected it after she stepped back in. It'll be out of bounds against Dunlap. They get the basketball over to Ryan Evans now as the Mustangs try to cut back into this 6-point deficit. Drives into the lane, kicks it back out to Aikens. Mount Zion leaves the bleachers. They're heading back to the locker room. They'll be in the second semifinal. Aikens, long three ball from the wing is no good. Lofton comes down with it. Gets stolen away though from Montano. .210 left to go here in the third. 2:30 left to go here in the third. Kearns with the basketball at the left elbow, looking to get rid of it. It's Haywood now at the top of the key, guarded out by Aikens. To the left side, this is Hopwood. Looked inside, dribbles into the lane, kicks it back out to Montano, diving for the floor. Two players on it. Let's see what the official says. It's going to be out of bounds, and the basketball will stay with Dunlap. Haywood with the basketball. Calls out the directions here from in front of us at the scorer's table. Crossover dribble, goes into the lane. Looks to kick it out, it's Kearns. Now down into Hopwood. Three ball in the way isn't good. Montano grabs the rebound as no one was there. Now they kick it back down into Kearns. She can't finish on the second try. Aguilera with the rebound. Aikens with it. One-handed pass down to Lofton. Real nice, but Lofton can't finish. Kearns with the rebound. Kearns will lose it, though, unexpectedly and go out of bounds. It's back to the Mustangs here underneath their own hoop. 1:41 left to go here in the third. Still a 6-point basketball game as we went scoreless here for just a little bit of a drought in the third quarter. Aikens will try and fire up to end that. Won't be on that shot. Kearns with the rebound, now grabs it and we're off the run. Kearns trying to go coast to coast with it. Lofton came in to swipe it and get the foul. Instead, they're going to give the whistle to Reeves, who was also in there on the body. It'll be the first foul against Reeves. Third of the quarter here against Jane Addams. Kearns at the free throw line. It rolls around and goes down through the net. It's a 29-22 ball game here. 1:32 left to go in the third quarter. Second free throw up. Rolls around and down just the same way as the first one did. It's back to an 8-point advantage for the Panthers. Bringing it live to you from Normal Parkside Junior High School here in the Bloomington Normal Metroplex. Aguilera goes up on the pick and roll, no good. Lofton goes up with it. She'll get fouled and go to the free throw line. Foul goes against Kearns. It'll be Kern's second personal foul. Third of the quarter here against Dunlap. Lofton's first free throw doesn't hit the mark. Unless I am forgetting something, I don't believe we've had a substitution here in the third quarter. But I could be mistaken. Second free throw up and good. 30-23 our score as we get into a minute and change left here in the third frame. Haywood instructs the crew what to do. They give it out to Kearns. Step back two-pointer from Haywood is no good. Basketball loose, and Montano able to chase it down. Lofton gets a hand in on the pass. It's a steal. Here come the Mustangs. Akins with the basketball. Looked for Evans. Now tried to force it through, and Evans didn't continue to go. She said, I was going to wait at the block. It's a turnover against the Mustangs. Evans, akin to Haywood, has some real nice court vision. These are two really nice point guards at the 8th grade level. Haywood with it, tosses it up to Kearns to the right block. Now this is back to Hopwood, top of the key, guarded out by Akins. 36 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Montano with the basketball, guarded out by Evans. They'll kick it back out to midcourt. Hopwood's got to do something with it, and she'll find the point guard. Driving in is Haywood, kicks it down to Kearns. Kearns with the easy finish, but she misses. Oh, my. And instead, it's going to be a traveling violation as Aguilera shuffled the feet. Turned around into some defensive coverage and didn't know what to do. Dunlap will get the basketball back here. 22 seconds left to go as Montano will be the inbound. Dunlap trying to get moving. Now Haywood pops out. It's tipped away, though, from Reeves. Hopwood able to come in with it. Haywood drives in, looks for Kearns. Nothing was there. Turns around, takes the shot. Instead, it goes off the right side of the glass. Akins with the basketball. Seconds ticking down here. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Akins drives in, and it's going to be a foul against Hopwood on the ground. For Hopwood, it'll be her first, team fourth against Dunlap here in the quarter. 3 seconds left to go. Evans will inbound here for Jane Addams. They need to get a shot off. They loft it down into Aguilera. Turns up with the hand, and she's going to turn around and get fouled on the shot and go to the free throw line. Foul will go against Kearns. That'll be her third. It would have been bonus either way, even if the shot didn't go up, as Leilani Aguilera gets an opportunity to cut into this 7-point deficit. 2.2 left to go here on the clock in the third. First one is up, and it's good. We're back to a 6-point basketball game. They'll leave Kearns in. Second one is up and also good. 30-25. Haywood fires it up from three-quarter court and just off the rim. We played 3 quarters. Dunlap leads Bolingbrook Jane Addams 30-25. Come back for the fourth quarter finish right here live on Central Illinois Sports.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already, he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply. Tell my mom to pick me up soon.
Six more minutes added to the clock. Team fouls get reset. We're ready for fourth quarter action here in our first of 2 state semifinals. Somebody goes to the big show coming up next Thursday here at Normal Parkside. Dunlap holds the 5-point advantage at the moment. Starting 5 on the court here for both sides as we begin the fourth quarter. Looking at fouls here, Addie Kearns has 3 fouls for Dunlap. Ryan Evans has 3 for Bolingbrook. Haywood with the basketball to kick things off. They try to get it into Kearns. It's stolen away from Lofton. Lofton, larceny, stops at the block, goes up for the layup, and it'll be a traveling violation first. Lofton got the steal they needed, just couldn't finish at the other end as she just drug the foot a little bit, and it'll be a turnover against the Mustangs. Haywood with the basketball, gets the pick from Kearns, looks on the roll, nothing there, rolls it over to Hopwood, who tosses it right back. Haywood will fire one up from the wing. Off the front of the iron, it's no good. Kearns dives for it into the wall, but it'll go out of bounds. Kira Haywood knocked down 3 triples in the third quarter. Since then, she has not knocked down one of those long-range shots. But Dunlap still maintains the 5-point lead. This is Reeves with it. Trying to look down at Aguilera. They get the bounce pass in. She goes into triple coverage, tries to spin around, and they say that'll be a travel. And a couple of untimely turnovers here for the Mustangs. Haywood on the right side. Behind the back dribble, they employ double coverage now for the Mustangs. Montano tries to drive in, and now it'll get a bump on the body here against Bolingbrook. That's going to go against Akins. It'll be her third, team first of the quarter here against Bolingbrook. They get it into Kearns. Addie Kearns turns around, nowhere to go, tosses it to Buss. It gets tipped away from Reeves. Now it's a loose ball on the floor. It's going to squeeze out of bounds, and the officials say it'll belong to Dunlap. Dunlap has brought a nice crowd here today. They've got some nice student section and the cheerleaders. And the team from Jane Addams has also brought a nice little contingent from upstate as well. Haywood with the basketball now. Dribbles in, Akins tries to reach in, doesn't get caught there. Now Haywood drives in, runner with the right hand off the front of the rim. It's a fight for the loose ball. 2 players get hands on it, and the officials say we'll jump it up and change the arrow. Mustangs will have the basketball left. We've got 4:36 left to go here in this one. Mustangs need a couple of offensive spurts here. They've got the defensive stops they've needed. They just need to finish on the offensive side. Evans with the pick from Aguilera. She'll go back down into the post. Nothing there as they work it back out to Akins. 3 ball on the way is in and out. And now Hopwood will come down with it. Haywood pushes it down. Montano with it. They whip it in. Kearns to the free throw line. Takes one dribble. It gets ripped away from Ryan Evans. Evans wants to push. Doesn't have the numbers. They'll have to slow it down here. Akins will come up to get it, but Evans will keep it on her own. Drives in. Goes up with the right hand from behind the backboard. That'll be out of bounds. Christina Miller might have wanted a little bit of a body call and didn't get it there. Encouraging her team on, though. They trail by 5. 3:55 left to go here in regulation. Haywood driving in on the left side. Kicks it up, tipped away from Akins. Buss will get a hand on it. Now Akins with the steal. Akins, larceny, goes up with the left hand, gets blocked from behind by Haywood. A LeBron James style block from behind. And it'll go back to Jane Addams here on the nice defensive play from Kiera Haywood. Evans will inbound the basketball. Tosses it back now to Akins. Jonice Akins back down to Evans. Thought about the long shot. Drives in instead. Goes up. Runner with the right hand is right of the rim. It's a loose ball on the floor. Lofton comes up with it. Gives it back out to Reeves. Her free throw line jumper is good. Chloe Reeves gives the Mustangs a much-needed bucket here. We're back to a 3-point contest. We are far from done here with 3:19 left to go in the ball game. Haywood with the basketball, dribbling, collides into Akins, and they settle a blocking foul on Akins. For Jonice Akins, that's going to be her 4th personal foul. Second of the quarter here against Jane Addams. And now we'll keep a good eye on Akins here as now she's got 4 personal fouls. Hopwood, right wing, 3 is good for Riley Hopwood. She knocks down another from long range, another 4th quarter big bucket from Riley Hopwood here today. And Dunlap regains a 6-point advantage. They toss it in to Lofton, stolen away. Hopwood comes up with it. Behind the back dribble, drives down the left side, goes coast to coast with it, up and in as the layup, and she'll get fouled as she's knocked to the floor. And the Dunlap fans in celebration on the two big plays here from Riley Hopwood and Kiera Haywood. Christina Miller wants to think time to chalk things over. We'll take the timeout too. It's Dunlap 35, Jane Addams 27. Come back for the fourth quarter finish here in just a minute on Central Illinois Sports.
Griffin Signs and Time at 122 South 9th Street in Quincy is a full-service sign company that can complete any project, from fully wrapping your entire fleet of vehicles, digital signs, storefronts, to creating small banners and signs. The right and professional signage is the difference of getting the job, heading folks in the correct direction to find you, or creating a brand recognition for potential customers. Put the right signs in your customer's mind with Griffin Signs and Time. Call 217-228-7470.
Welcome to Douglas Automotive and Tire, your expert truck and car repair center in Pittsfield, Illinois. We provide full service from oil changes to new tires and everything in between. Contact us today to schedule service. We're located at 303 West Jefferson Street in Pittsfield, Illinois. Call 217-922-0064. That's 217-922-0064. Britton and the gang know cars, and if you need repairs, call Douglas Automotive today for all your repairs.
2:46 left in this one. As Riley Hopwood knocked down another big fourth quarter shot here for Dunlap, and then Kiera Haywood got in on the layup and the foul. She's got the opportunity for the three-point play here to make it another 9-point advantage. She misses the free throw. Evans comes down with it. It's knocked away from Haywood, though. Kern's on the floor for it. It's going to roll out of bounds, and they say it's going to go off Evans last. Christina Miller urging her Mustangs on. They need a couple of big defensive stops here with 2:42 left in the ballgame. They've got them early. They knocked down a couple of shots. They've got to get some more here to get back into it. Haywood drives in, gives it off to Kearns, but they say she'll shuffle or drag the foot first, and it'll be a travel. The biggest difference here in the Dunlap offense that we did not see in the quarterfinal today was that pick and roll combination now from Haywood to Kearns. It has been very, very effective here for the Dunlap team today. Reeves drives into the baseline, gets shut down from Hopwood. Nice defensive effort from number 31. They toss it back down in. Aguilera's shot no good. She'll grab her own rebound, goes colliding into Kearns. Kick out three, no good from Reeves, and now Aguilera sitting in there doing the hard man's labor, trying to battle in for those rebounds. Instead, it'll be a jump ball. And the basketball will go back to the Dunlap Panthers. Full court pressure employed now by Jane Addams. They've got to get some stops fast. Instead, it's Montano. Goes in on the shot. It's no good. Jonice Akins with it. On the left wing, trying to drive around Haywood. Instead, dumps it off into Aguilera. Her shot doesn't fall. Hopwood, comes down with a rebound. 1:40 left to go here in the state semifinal. Hopwood with the basketball. Now back out to Haywood. No officials count here. Dunlap will take their time. Bolingbrook saying we got to come out and try and get a stop or a steal. Haywood will pull the basketball back out. Now 1:22 left to go. They get it into Kearns at the block. Double team, kicks it out to Hopwood. She will opt out on the three this time, and instead they get it to Montano. Bus in the corner. Dunlap playing keep away. Nicholas Romolo jumping on the sidelines. He's excited. Hopwood with it. Akins tries to get in, didn't get a foul called. Now we'll reset here for Dunlap. Less than a minute to go. Jane Addams has got to get something moving, and now it's a steal for Evans. Evans with the basketball, guarded by Haywood. Tries to go coast to coast with it, gets blocked by Haywood. No foul call. Evans is on the floor at the mat. Dunlap fans sensing that they're going to be playing for a state championship Thursday night. Montana with the basketball, tries to deliver it into Kearns. It's stolen away, though, from Lofton. Lofton with it, kicks it back out to Akins. She's got to fire up a three real fast off the side of the rim, is no good. Kearns comes down with it. 25 seconds left to go. Dunlap is going to make its way into the state championship game on Thursday night. Jane Addams is going to come back and try to play for third place, as we've got a foul in the backcourt against Reeves, and that will be her second. 14.5 left to go in this one. Haywood will walk it across. Two great teams, one just a little bit greater today, and that was the Dunlap Panthers. 5 seconds left on the clock as the Dunlap fans celebrate across us on the far sideline. The Dunlap Panthers defeat Bolingbrook Jane Addams 35-27. They move on to the state championship game Thursday night. The Mustangs will come back here for a 6 o'clock third place contest. We'll try to wrap this one up real quick for you when we come back. We'll get you ready for our second state semifinal. It'll be Mount Zion and Mahomet Seymour coming back here on Central Illinois Sports. We welcome you back here as Dunlap has defeated Bolingbrook Jane Addams. They'll advance with a 35-27 victory here in our state semifinal. We remind you your subscription here tonight includes access to our second semifinal coming up. So if you're just joining us, stick around. We'll have Mount Zion taking on Mahomet Seymour in our second semifinal coming up here in what appears to be about 27 minutes. We've got a little bit of time as this game ran quickly. So we will step aside. We'll get the stream updated for you real quick. And when we come back, it's more state semifinal basketball. You're watching the IESA Girls Basketball Championships live from Normal Parkside here on Central Illinois Sports.